Hey guys, Mark with Cyclone FPV, and we've got a Recon, not a Recon, sorry, a Sector 5 sitting right here, V3. And let me get this fan, hold on, this fan's not spinning. I need to, let's see if we can get it to rotate a bit. And I'm rolling over bubble pack. So, anyways, this customer wants a Crossfire added, so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Figured we'd do a little video on it for you guys as well. So let's see what we can accomplish, okay? Alright, so first thing we're going to do is, I believe we're taking the free sky out. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Okay. Let's get the soldering iron on, and let's see what's going on here, because some of this stuff's looking a little scary, but let's see. So one of the things we are going to do, though, is you can see the T1 and the R1 here. So we are going to be using these. We just need to add a wire for the T1. Let's go ahead and open our Crossfire real quick. Soldering iron's almost ready. We'll go ahead and disconnect these. It looks like the wires broke off, so let's go ahead and get those, or the antennas I mean, so let's go ahead and get those situated as well. Okay, so now we're going to put my old band goggles on. Put the old receiver in there. Next thing we're going to want to do is, let's go ahead and figure out where we're putting the antennas. He did send me this antenna, so I assume he's going to want to use this one. So let's go ahead and use this instead. We'll take this one off. There we go. And so what we'll do is we'll run this from the bottom. pen. Let me make sure before I do this if there was any other work that he needed. Give me 1 second just to check his RMA form and make sure that we have this set up. That's it on this one. We got 2 other quads for him to do, but that's it for this one. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? We're going to tin up the board now. Put something to hold it. I need to turn this fan off because it's blowing on the solder and it's cooling it too quick. There we go. It's affecting the way the solder holds. All right. Where did I put it? I swear I just had this wire. Now I can't find it. I must have moved it. And I've now lost my mind. Hold on. Good Lord. Oh, there it is. It was way over here. Okay. And that will take care of that. Okay guys, here's what we're going to do now. We don't need to put the heat shrink on yet, but what we do need to do is we need to prep the flight controller. So right where it was, if you got this and you have the S-Bus version, then what you need to do is basically you have 3 of the 4 spots already tinned up. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to find the R1, or the T1 I mean, which is right here, and you're going to tin that. Now I'm just going to re-tin these. Okay, there we go. So what we have is, when we look at the receiver, we have, this is going to go to your TX, this is going to go to your RX, this is going to go to your 5V, and this is going to go to your ground. So let's just get started with that. Now none of these have been terminated, so I guess before I jump the gun there, I need to go ahead and terminate these. So let's go ahead and just equal the length on all of them. Okay, get rid of the trash. And then we will remember guys, if you need any flux pens or flux paste or solder or anything, soldering iron, soldering spools, anything, soldering mats like these, we'll engrave them for you like we did here. As you can see our logo here, we've got our name right here, end of the top, so we're doing name engraving right now here in-house. So if you need any of that stuff, just let us know. We carry it all in stock. You can find it on our website. So as a matter of fact, everything you see me using here, from the wire cutters to these magnifying goggles to these helping hands right here, everything, zip ties, the whole thing, it's all on our website. So there's nothing that I use here that we do not offer for you guys. That way, if you see something that we're doing and you like the way we're doing it, or you want to You want to use the same equipment we're using. I do not buy the most expensive equipment. I don't believe in doing that. I buy what I believe. I've tested personally and it works, and it works well. I have had the most expensive equipment, or some of the most expensive, and it doesn't seem to do any better when it comes to doing this work. It's really more in the user than it is on the equipment. So as long as you've got good quality items, they don't have to be very expensive, you'll be doing just fine. Okay, it's not about who's spend more. We're not keeping up with the Joneses here. I don't even know any Joneses. I don't think any Joneses know me. All right, here we go. So let's get started. Remember, the white one was on the top. That's going to your TX. So that's going to go over here. Okay, the yellow is going to your RX. And I chose that color the same just because that's usually the RX color. So it's a good habit to just keep everything the same. 5 volts going to go to the 5 volt. There you go. And ground will go to the ground. And we have now wired up. That's it. I will now put a thin layer of glue right over it. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do now is we're going to prep the receiver. Let's go ahead and get the heat shrink ready. Again, props off to TBS for including heat shrink. I still don't know why FreeSky doesn't do it, but except this is different. I think that TBS is, I'll let you know in a second, but this heat shrink definitely feels different. It does not feel like the expensive quality one that they were using before, which is a little disappointing, but still, at least they include it. So let's go see how it works. The other one, hopefully this will be the same. It just feels really less, yeah, this is definitely not the same heat shrink. This is a cheaper, much cheaper heat shrink. It does not have the same shrink ratio. And holy cow, I mean, like, it's not even, it's barely even getting there. So it's a little disappointing, man. I used to, matter of fact, I would try to find the heat shrink they use, the manufacturers, because that heat shrink is awesome. This is kind of a cheaper, it's definitely, the shrink ratio seems to be much worse. So I'm not that's a little change in quality there, but hey, you know what, it's heat shrink, big deal. As long as it works, it works. That's just something, when you do a lot of these, you like to see that kind of quality. All right, customer did not ask me to do this, but I am concerned about what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to take this electric tape off. You know, it was sent in to do this, but I really can't. Excuse me one second, guys. I've got a son that might be heading to the. Hey, dude. Hey, Sam. That was Landon. He says they're getting out early. Okay, Mama. You need me to go? Okay. All right. So he didn't ask me to do this, but you know, it's not. If I'm the customer, and I would trust that if somebody opens my stuff up and they see something that's concerning, they're going to check it out. Now, I'm only doing this because, yeah, you see, look what I'm seeing here. This is definitely concerning. So what the heck do we have here? This is not what we want to see. You sure, Mama? Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks, babe. Hey, will you remind me again today, please, to fix Landon's phone? Because he had to use somebody else's phone. All right, Mama, I love you.
Love you.
All right, so this is not what we want to see here. And so we're going to go ahead and correct that for him. Mainly because, like I said, as a matter of fact, I'm not even going to clean that. I'm just going to cut it because there's way too much wire here anyway. So let's just go ahead and cut it right there. And I don't care if we cut it right here, but we're going to fix this for him just to make it done, just to have it done the right way, okay? That's what we want for our customers. All right, so I'm going to use his carbon fiber plate as my little table here to put this stuff on. There we go. Yeah, I got some kids upstairs playing games, so if you hear some crazy screaming like that, you'll understand. This house is lively today. All right, so with that done, let's go ahead and tin up the wire now.
Hello? Hello?
Are you waiting for me to say hello back to you?
No.
All right. So let's get our helping hands back in the picture. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab the wire that's harder to reach in this case, which will be this one here.
No, Tom, you gotta go inside.
Okay,
Come on,
just like that. And we'll take our tweezers, and I just cut the heat shrink, but now here it is. Put that on here. There we go. Turn it in together. I gotta get the right angle here, so hold on. There we go. Okay, there we go.
I already told her they're on the list. Alright, I'll be back.
All right, babe, love you. Drive safe. All right, so there we go. There's wire number 1. Let's go ahead and there you go. Okay, now let's look at wire number 2. Yikes. Okay. So what we're going to do here is the same thing. We're just going to cut it here, slide that off, strip the wire. My phone will not stop, guys. I apologize. It is my kids trying to get back here. Okay, this wire is long enough. I'll just use the silicone pad. Let's get rid of the trash. Okay, now we'll tin it up. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's heat that one up, seal it. And we'll just do the last one here, okay? Wasn't sure what happened to my voice there, but okay. Here we go. my little pamphlet here. All right, tin these last wires up. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get the last heat shrink put over it. There we go. Let's turn it. There we go. Now that is going to be much better. Much safer, much more secure. This is how I would want it done on mine, so I will do it for the same for the customer. Okay. All right. Now, one thing to note is because we opted to do this, we obviously need to go back now and check and make sure that everything works. So we'll be plugging this in here in just a second. But to plug this in without having issues, we need to disconnect the VTX so that we do not interfere with our camera feed here, because our cameras are wireless and this 5.8 will interfere with our wireless. So I'm going to disconnect that. I will obviously test the camera connection out when I'm done doing the video. But what we want to know right now is everything else functioning properly, right? So let's go ahead and get our wiring. And we can put our flux pen away, put this stuff away, put our tweezers away. Hopefully we won't need anything else, and we will just fire up the quad. And then I will get the camera or the computer screen up here in a second so you can watch what I'm looking at. And here we go. So let me go ahead and launch the computer feed. So made a flight. And here we go. So let me show you what I got. There we go. All right. So let's get our connection ready. Using this one here. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and power it up. Whoa, God, wasn't planning on those LEDs blinding me. Okay, so let's go and check and make sure we've got everything. Looks like our receiver's fine. Let's go to configuration. Make sure that we have selected it. So let's go to Crossfire. We're going to save that. These LEDs are bright. Boy, I'm going blind. Let's connect. And all I want to do is test the motors now. So let's check and make sure that we have it right. So motor 1, perfect. Motor 2, perfect. Motor 3, perfect. Motor 4, excellent. That's what we needed to see. Everything else looks good. Let's go to our ports, make sure everything looks good there. Yep, yep, and yep. Looks perfect. All right, guys. So I think I will check his GPS as well. It should have been activated. Yep, that's fine. I mean, it's not exactly how I do it, but I would rather take this and click save that way. Let me connect. Go to our ports tab and make sure. You know what? I'm curious because that's an interesting setting. Let me just see. I want to verify that that's going to work first. let's go to our GPS. Let's see, we'll let this sit for just a second, see if we can get a signal, and then we can power this thing down and stop blinding me. Give me one satellite, we'll be good. Wait just 1 minute. Actually, we've got, it's not too bad already because, let me see. I don't like to set this to auto, but you know what? Let me go back and see if it's going to help his. Usually, on some of the ones we've had, the auto doesn't go right, but let me just see what it sets it at. It still sets it at 115. So either way, that's fine. Then I'm going to leave it at that. I'll leave it at auto. All right, so power this off, take this out. There we go. All right. This doesn't seem like a problem. I don't feel any braking in there. I think that's just to hold it because he's zip tying it on the outside. So as far as this goes, everything else is done. We're going to go ahead and put this back together now while leaving the, let me put the VTX back in. There we go, VTX is now in. Everything else is set. I'm just going to zip tie all this little stuff together right here. It'll just, all I have to do is hold, as long as I hold the wires in place, we'll be good. So let's just go ahead and do that. And we'll bundle it with these that we just cleaned up. And that'll be a nice little secure area. We know that the receiver's not going to go anywhere if it's bound to those. Let's do that. Okay, now let's get the top. Let's get rid of this here. Okay, this is going to be for the GPS. This will be for the camera. Perfect. Okay, GPS is in. Receiver is in. Make sure all the wires are clear. That's right, guys. Some screws in here just to hold this. I do not. So when HGLRC did this, they had these 3D prints done for this, right? But if you don't use the prints, what they did, which was really strange, is they offset the size of the standoffs to because of the prints. And so if you don't use their print, your standoff's too short, and you need something to fill in that gap. So what I'm going to do is, once I get this 1 or 2 screws put down, I'll start getting the proper sized pieces to fill in those gaps, or else you end up having to kind of bend the carbon fiber, which I really don't want to do that either. I hate the way this thing goes in, but it is what it is. What can you do? Let's see. All right. So what we're going to notice here is that the entire setup is going to be off a little bit, and it's going to stem from a few different things, but the first, most important, is that the piece on the other side will need it looks like it's going to need a 2 millimeter, 1 or 2 millimeter spacer. This sucker is off center, but that's okay. We're going to push that back, so that should be okay right there. There we go. So if you look right here, you'll notice that there's a gap here, right here. And that's because there used to be a 3D piece that goes in here that holds this. I didn't like 3D piece either, and I'm assuming the customer, the gentleman who owns this, didn't like it. So we're going to go ahead and put a 2 millimeter piece right in here, just to make up this guy. Is it going to be 2 mil? Maybe 3. Let's try it. We'll try a 3, just in case. I thought it was 2. Oh, hey, my kids are back. Oh, what? What's up, homie?
Oh, what's up, Dad?
How was camp?
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
How was camp? What happened?
What do you mean?
Why'd they let you out early?
Oh, it started raining and lightning.
What?
Yeah.
So Ashton and Nikolai? Everybody got back?
Everybody didn't get out.
Oh, okay. All right, bud. Well, did you have fun?
I did, yes, sir.
Go out your way, you can wear them.
Hey, guys. Or hey,
Hello.
What's up, Dad?
what's up?
What's up?
I say hi to everybody. Oh, you're nasty. Get away from me.
I didn't know you were live.
Bro, it's okay.
Hola.
Hola.
Shower, get changed, please.
Ew.
They stink.
Ew. Football camp. All right, so that gap keeps that better. That didn't say. Okay, so there's the same thing happens on the back here, but I think we can get away with like a 1 mil gap, maybe 1 mil piece. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's sitting all right. So let me just go ahead and, because he's using this one, and that's the piece that they need, so that's fine. Just fasten this down. Here's one. There's 2. And that's it. All right, I'm gonna leave that for him to zip tie once he binds. I don't want to zip tie because he may not be able to reach it, but there you go. So that one's done, guys, and this came out pretty good. A little bit more work than we expected to do, but again, why would you send it back if it's not the way you would want it when you fly? So there you go. Hope the customer's going to be happy with that. Actually, I'll let him zip tie this as well. Again, these are things that he sets up, and I don't know how he wants it. I know he had a zip tied something like this. I'm going to leave that for him to do. Everything else is done and installed. And so we're good to go. That's it, guys. If you have any questions, as always, please let me know. You can go to our Facebook page, our groups page right there. You can join our group, and then you can ask anybody anything. We usually have some good people on there that are ready to help you guys. And as always, please, please, please make sure to subscribe to our channel just to show your support. We'd really appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, God bless, be safe, and most of all, guys, make sure to spend time with your family. Never know how much time you have left, so please make the most of it. You can always fly later. Talk to you soon, guys. Peace.